Alright, what's going on, guys? This is Jake with Casual Ecommerce, and in this video we're going to be getting into part 3 of the high ticket dropshipping series. So in this video we're going to be going over things like how to market these products, and also how to select which products you should be marketing, how to know what to sell, and things like that. So with that said, let's just go ahead and hop right into my computer and get started with the video. Alright, so we're inside my computer and we're going to go ahead and get started with part 3 of the high ticket dropshipping series. So in this part we're going to be getting into a little bit of the marketing, how you can market these products, and then also how you can do a little bit more research into which specific products you'll probably do well with selling. But before we do that, I want to cover one term that you're probably going to end up encountering as you get into the high ticket world, and that term is RPM, which stands for resale price maintenance. So what this means is, a lot of times if you're going to be selling branded products and stuff, let's just say somehow you're going to be reselling iPhones or something like that. Obviously you're not going to be able to go out there and resell iPhones for $100, because that's just, that's not going to work like that, especially not brand new iPhones. So the manufacturers of these types of products put in a resale price maintenance, which means that when you sell these products, if you're going to be reselling their products directly from them as an official supplier, there's a minimum price that you can sell it at. So let's say you're selling, we'll just stick with exercise equipment. So let's say you're selling a branded treadmill. The RPM for that treadmill could be $299.99. So everybody that is an authorized retailer of this specific treadmill has to list their product at least $299.99. However, you can list it more expensive than this, but you cannot go below the RPM. So this is really important to know when you're selling branded stuff, and when you're selling stuff from actual brands. And this actually changes up a lot of the selling strategy, because when you think about low ticket and stuff, it's usually just a bunch of people undercutting each other until your profit margins are pretty much next to none. So when you're selling products that have an RPM established by the manufacturer, everybody can only go to the RPM price. Nobody can undercut you. Nobody can go below this. So the strategy to sell products with an RPM changes from, you can't just be the cheapest person on the market. However, the most efficient way to sell stuff with an RPM is to have extremely good marketing. So the good thing about selling products like this is that nobody can undercut you. So from this point on, all you have to do is have better marketing than your competitors, and you're going to sell more products. So what does that mean? Do better keyword research on Google Adwords, so that way you can bid for terms and get lower cost per clicks. Have a higher converting sales page, have a more trustworthy looking store, have other types of bonuses and incentives for people to buy the product from you. Do all of the different types of marketing tactics you can do, and you're going to notice that you're going to be able to outsell your competitors. So as you're probably picking up on, this is a completely different type of strategy than low ticket and stuff, where it's just a bunch of undercutting. Now, not all high ticket drop shipping has an RPM. Some of it is just like, if you just go source random expensive products off AliExpress or other places, not all of them have an RPM, but a lot of the times if you're selling branded products from like reputable brands, there is going to be an RPM in place. And when there is, you have to do your marketing strategy a little bit differently, because essentially what's going to separate you from everyone else selling the same product at the same price is going to be the marketing. So whoever's marketing and sales funnel is the best is who's going to end up getting those sales, because obviously no one can undercut the other person. So like I said, before we continue on with this video, I just wanted to introduce you guys to RPM, so that way you are familiar with it, so it doesn't catch you off guard if you go to sell a branded product, so that way you'll know exactly what this is. So like I said, you don't have to sell products with an RPM. However, it is kind of a benefit in some ways, because if you're really good at marketing, then selling products with an RPM is just going to be advantageous for you, because you're going to be able to outmarket your competitors. So that said, now we're going to get into where you can actually advertise high ticket products, because as we've covered before, you're not really going to be selling $1,000 items through a Facebook video ad to cold traffic. So the primary strategy that you use for selling expensive items is going to be Google AdWords. And the reason for this is because when people are on Google, they're searching for the specific items that you're selling. So the people that are searching for this, they have buyer intent. So people that are getting on Facebook, they're usually on there to browse their news feeds. They're on there to socialize and do stuff like that. They're not specifically looking to buy a $500 treadmill. Now, if somebody goes on Google and types in buy treadmill, they're clearly in the market for a treadmill. So we're essentially putting what they want right in front of them. So with expensive products, we can't really get someone to impulse buy a treadmill off Facebook or off Instagram. So that's why we're going to be using AdWords primarily. Now, you can use Facebook and stuff like that for retargeting campaigns later on, or for lead generation campaigns to get people in a funnel. But that's a little bit more advanced, and we're not going to really be getting into that right now. So we're just going to focus on AdWords. So if you're completely new to AdWords, I'm just going to go ahead and show you what AdWords ads are. So AdWords, there's two main types that we're going to be using. So the first one is the shopping ads. So these are the Google shopping ads right here. So you can see if you search treadmill, everyone is paying right here to be placed here. And you can see there's a shopping tab as well. But most of the time, we want to try and rank pretty high in the shopping feed here. So we're in the top 5 or the top 10. So you can see these are the shopping ads. So this is one place that we would be advertising our products. And then down here, you can see before we get to the organic results, so these are the results that rank because of their search engine optimization. So this is the second place our products would be advertised, is right here, because you can see these two say ad right here. So what these are called is they're called search ads. Now, search ads and shopping ads both trigger based on certain keywords that are typed in Google. So based on what you search, if you're searching a product, you're going to see shopping ads. Search ads are more generic in the sense that even if you search like questions like maybe how to lose weight, you're probably not going to see shopping ads, but you'll see a lot of people bidding on that term with search ads. So these are the two places that we're going to be primarily advertising. Google also does display ads, but these really aren't super effective except for retargeting. You don't really want to use that for cold traffic. Display ads are the little box ads that you always see on the side of websites and stuff. So those really aren't that effective except for retargeting campaigns. So as far as targeting cold traffic, you would be using the shopping ads here, and then the search ads right here. So you can see I went ahead and just showed you a couple examples of high ticket searches, and you can see that every one of them has a shopping ad section and a search ad section. So when you're looking at the shopping ads and stuff, you can kind of go in here and open up certain ones of these, see which sites are selling what, take a look at the competition, see what price points they're selling at. And when you're doing research in this manner, it's going to vary on whether you're going to sell a product with RPM or not. Because like I said, if you're selling a product with an RPM, the prices aren't really going to matter because you're going to have the same minimum price as everyone else. But let's say you were selling a random exercise bike from AliExpress and you wanted to go ahead and undercut some of these people on here, then the prices on here would be a lot more relevant to go ahead and take a look at. And then you can also open up some of the search ads as well and just take a look at these sites, see what types of sales pages are converting. and things like that. And then just one more quick example. So we got computer chairs here. So you can see it's the same thing, got all these shopping ads right here. So these are the primary places we're going to want to put our product ads. All right, so now we're inside the Google Keyword Planner, and now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the search volume for some example products that we could be selling. So just a heads up, if you do not have an active campaign on Google AdWords, your access to the Keyword Planner will be limited, and I'll go ahead and show you that in 1 second. So let's go ahead and just search exercise bike, click get ideas, and if you don't have an active AdWords campaign, you're not going to get this exact number here. It would be a range. So without an active campaign, this would say something like maybe 100K to 500K. So if you want to get the accurate exact search volume, you need an active AdWords campaign, which if you really need to do so, you can just set up like a $1 a day campaign real quick, so that way you can go ahead and get access to this. Now, so what we're doing in here now is we need to figure out whether or not our product is in demand, whether or not it's getting a bunch of search volume and how many people are searching it per month. Now, obviously something like an exercise bike, what's in demand, people are buying them all the time. However, it's still good to figure out how often it's being searched on Google. So you can see the exact term exercise bike here is searched on average around 201,000 times. So that's a good amount of search volume, a good amount of demand for this specific product. Now you can see as we come down here, there's also other variations of this keyword that also gets search volume as well. So just because this gets 201,000, that doesn't mean that this is the entire amount of people searching for an exercise bike on Google. So you can see 74,000 people on average search for a stationary bike, a recumbent bike. I think those are the ones where you're sitting down at like I want to say like a 90-degree angle or something. And then exercise cycle, there's a lot of different variations here. Recumbent exercise bike. Now, exercise equipment right here is a good example, because this is a keyword that we would not want to show up for. So when you're going through looking for these things, once you've determined that a product has enough search volume and it's in demand, at this point we want to go ahead and figure out which keywords you'd want to begin advertising for. So something like the main term is always something you could do. So you could have one ad going for the main term. One thing that's normally pretty effective with AdWords is going for a lot of the longer tail keywords that have a little bit less average monthly searches, but they're also going to have less people bidding on them. So you can see the suggested bid here for something like folding exercise bike is only 65 cents. So you're going to be spending a lot less for clicks on an ad running to this keyword and similar keywords. And you can see exercise cycle, the suggested bid is 19 cents. So getting clicks for people searching these phrases are going to be a lot cheaper than getting clicks for someone searching exercise bike. So when it comes to AdWords and bidding for keywords and different campaigns and stuff, you're always going to want to be testing out different keyword groups here. So let's say I wanted to make a long tail group. I could just go ahead and come in here and add exercise cycle to my plan over here. And you would just go through here and set up different groups of keywords that you want to test out running ads to. So you need to filter out the ones that have nothing to do with what you're selling. So you can see, although a treadmill is related to an exercise bike, we obviously would not want to advertise an exercise bike to someone looking for treadmills, because that's not going to convert very well. But something like exercise bikes for sale would be a good term. Best stationary bike. Most of these terms are pretty good. Most of the people searching the majority of these terms are going to be interested in buying an exercise bike. So we would just go through here. We can see mini exercise bike, recumbent stationary bike. You can see that there's a ton of different variations and a ton of different ways to essentially search for, the same product. Now, I know with exercise bikes specifically, you know, there's upright ones and there's ones where you're sitting down and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that if you are selling, let's say, an upright exercise bike, you're not going to go ahead and run ads to people that are searching for a recumbent exercise bike, because that's not exactly what they're looking for. When it comes to Google AdWords, you want to make sure that you're showing people exactly what they're searching, because if not, your conversion rate's going to be a lot lower than it should be. So if you're bidding for upright exercise bike, you want to make sure that, you know, when they click your link, they're going to see an upright exercise bike. They're not going to see a recumbent exercise bike. So with that said, that's a basic overview of how to do keyword research for your high ticket products. And I know that was a very, I guess, 10,000 foot overhead view of it, but I think it's a good introduction and segue into future content regarding Google AdWords. So if you guys are interested in more content with AdWords, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. And with that said, that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.